In the heart of the bustling metropolis of San Andreas, the rhythm of life pulses with unyielding energy, a vibrant tapestry woven with the dreams and aspirations of millions. Skyscrapers reach toward the heavens, their steel frames standing as monuments to human ingenuity and ambition. But amidst the towering structures and bustling streets, a shadow looms on the horizon, a force of nature, unstoppable and merciless, poised to unleash its fury upon the unsuspecting city below. As the sun sets over the sprawling skyline, casting an ethereal glow upon the shimmering facade of glass and steel, a sense of unease lingers in the air. Whispers of impending doom dance on the edges of consciousness, ignored by those too preoccupied with the trappings of modern life. But as the first tremors ripple through the earth, a wave of panic sweeps across the city like wildfire, spreading fear and chaos in its wake. Buildings sway and groan under the relentless assault of nature's wrath, their foundations crumbling beneath the weight of unstoppable forces. In the blink of an eye, the familiar landscape transforms into a nightmare realm of destruction and despair. Streets crack and buckle, swallowing cars and pedestrians alike, while towering skyscrapers crumble to dust, their once mighty spires reduced to rubble. Amidst the chaos, a lone figure emerges, a survivor, determined to defy the odds and overcome the insurmountable challenges that lie ahead. With courage and resilience as their only weapons, they embark on a journey through the heart of darkness, facing unimaginable perils at every turn. But as the city teeters on the brink of oblivion, hope flickers in the darkness, a beacon of light amidst the encroaching shadows. For in the face of adversity, the human spirit perseveres, resilient and unyielding, a testament to the power of the human heart. In the eerie stillness of the post-earthquake landscape, Ray Gaines, chief rescue helicopter pilot of the LAFD, stood amidst the rubble, his heart pounding in his chest. Beside him, Emma, his ex-wife, clenched her fists in silent determination, their daughter Blake's fate hanging in the balance. The once bustling city of Los Angeles lay in ruins, a haunting testament to the unforgiving power of nature. But amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope remained, a chance to save the one person they both held dear. At the start of the movie, we meet Dr. Lawrence, a seismologist, as he shares his research findings with his students. He discusses past catastrophic earthquakes, some reaching a staggering magnitude of 9.5 on the Richter scale that triggered devastating tsunamis, including one that ravaged southern Chile 4 years prior. Highlighting the significance of San Andreas, California, nestled between two tectonic plates, Lawrence stresses the importance of understanding earthquakes before they strike. He emphasizes that, without proper research, warning systems may fail, leaving communities vulnerable to such disasters. In the subsequent scene, Lawrence and a colleague investigate potential seismic activity near the Hoover Dam. Upon arrival, they delve into studying the earthquake, recognizing the urgency of their work in mitigating potential disasters. Following the dam scene, we're introduced to Ray, a pilot in the Los Angeles Fire Department, who becomes a central figure in the unfolding events. Ray's personal life is revealed, showcasing his relationship complexities. He has an 18-year-old daughter named Blake and is currently going through a divorce with his wife Emma, who now resides with her boyfriend Daniel. Meanwhile, Lawrence and his team continue their seismic studies, but are abruptly thrust into chaos when the earthquake activity intensifies dramatically, causing the dam to rupture. Despite surviving the catastrophe, Lawrence's colleague tragically succumbs to the overwhelming force of the earthquake and ensuing floodwaters. Ray is subsequently called into action for the rescue operation, tasked with navigating the perilous aftermath of the disaster. As the narrative unfolds, Ray's character is poised to confront not only the physical challenges of the crisis, but also the emotional complexities of his personal life amidst the chaos. On the other hand, we follow Daniel as he heads to his San Francisco office for a meeting with Blake. Upon arrival, he proceeds to the meeting room while Blake waits outside, where she encounters two boys, Ben and Ollie. Meanwhile, in Lawrence's office, a reporter arrives for an interview just as the research team urgently alerts Lawrence to an impending earthquake headed towards San Andreas. Shortly thereafter, Emma finds herself dining at a restaurant in Los Angeles when a violent earthquake rattles the entire building. Concerned for her safety, her ex-husband Ray rushes to her rescue via helicopter. At the same time, Blake and Daniel navigate through a parking lot, only to have a section of a building collapse onto their car during the quake. Trapped beneath the rubble, Blake sustains serious injuries. In a panic, Daniel attempts to seek help, but tragically witnesses a security guard's demise when a wall collapses on him. Overwhelmed by fear, Daniel abandons Blake and flees the scene, leaving her daughter stranded. In the midst of chaos, Dan and his younger brother learn of Blake's perilous situ, tie on and rush to her aid in Los Angeles. Meanwhile, Emma finds herself in grave danger amidst collapsing buildings. Despite Ray's efforts to guide her to safety atop a roof, Emma is trapped as the earthquake's intensity increases. With buildings crumbling around around them and visibility obscured by dust and smoke. Ray struggles to locate Emma from his helicopter. Despite the harrowing conditions, Ray perseveres, eventually managing to airlift Emma to safety amid the collapsing cityscape. With a glance exchanged between them, laden with unspoken regret and a flicker of resolve, Ray and Emma knew what they had to do. They would embark on a perilous journey across the fractured landscape of California, risking life and limb to reach their daughter before it was too late. As the devastation unfolds, Los Angeles becomes a scene of widespread destruction, resembling a crematorium engulfed in flames. Amidst this turmoil, Ben and his brother valiantly strive to rescue Blake. Against all odds, they succeed in pulling her from the collapsing building just before it gives way, fleeing to safety. Once secure, Blake contacts her father, requesting rescue, and awaits his arrival. Ray, upon learning of his daughter's peril, instructs Blake to seek refuge in the tallest building, assuring her that he and her mother will soon arrive to rescue her. As they make their way towards Blake, Ray and Emma's helicopter experience sudden mechanical failures, forcing an emergency landing. Miraculously, they both emerged unscathed from the crash. Meanwhile, Lawrence recognizes that the earthquakes show no sign of abating and will likely persist. In a separate sequence, Daniel, having left Blake behind, finds himself navigating the streets alone when another earthquake strikes. In a moment of desperation, he inadvertently endangers another individual in his frantic bid to save himself. Ray and Emma, on their journey to reach their daughter, encounter obstacles in the form of impassable roads marred by colossal potholes caused by the earthquakes. Despite the challenges, they manage to secure passage on a plane bound for San Francisco. However, faced with nowhere to land due to the chaos below, they make the daring decision to parachute to safety. Lawrence urgently warns the public, with the assistance of a reporter, to evacuate San Francisco immediately, emphasizing that the danger is far from over. Meanwhile, Blake strives to reach the tallest building as instructed by her father, only to find herself thwarted by raging fires engulfing the city. Undeterred, she and her companions seek refuge in another high-rise, holding on to the hope that her father will come for her as promised. As chaos grips San Francisco, Ray and Emma, confronted with the city's devastated roads, opt to navigate by boat in their quest to find Blake. However, their journey takes a perilous turn as the earthquakes trigger massive tsunamis, dwarfing even the largest structures in their path. Amidst the overwhelming destruction, the true magnitude of the disaster becomes starkly evident. Ray's desperation to reach his daughter overrides his fear of the approaching tsunami, driving the boat recklessly through the treacherous waters in a frantic attempt to reach the city before disaster strikes. As the tsunami hits with unimaginable force, chaos ensues, and Ray and Emma find themselves repeatedly in perilous situations, narrowly escaping death thanks to Ray's quick thinking. Tragically, amidst the devastation, Daniel meets his end when he becomes trapped under a ship's container on the Golden Gate Bridge. The scenes are harrowing, evoking a profound sense of dread. Meanwhile, Blake seeks refuge in an under-construction building, but her sanctuary proves temporary as the tsunami engulfs everything in its path. Ray and Emma, defying the odds, manage to navigate through the massive waves and enter the city in search of their daughter amidst the ruins. Just as they lay eyes on Blake, tragedy strikes. The building collapses, and Blake is swept away by the floodwaters. The heart-wrenching moment underscores the unfathomable devastation wrought by the disaster, leaving Ray and Emma shattered as they mourn the loss of their beloved daughter. Despite the devastation and loss, Ray refuses to give up hope. Their hearts are heavy with the weight of uncertainty and the relentless march of time. Amidst the wreckage and ruin, amidst the echoing cries of the lost and the desperate, one truth remained undeniable. Their daughter's survival depended on them, and failure was not an option. With unwavering determination, he plunges into the submerged building, driven solely by the desire to save his daughter. Inside, he finds Blake struggling to breathe, but Ray's relentless efforts break through the obstacles, ultimately rescuing her from the brink of death. As Blake regains consciousness, relief washes over their loved ones, who had feared the worst. Together, Ray, his family, and their newfound companions, Ben and Olivia, emerge from the ordeal, battered but alive. In the aftermath of the earthquake, rescue efforts are underway, with Ray and his family among the fortunate survivors. As they contemplate their future amidst the rubble, the survivors regroup at a relief camp on the other side of the bay, where the reconciled Ray and Emma talk about their future. On the remains of the Golden Gate Bridge, an American flag unfolds, giving hope that the city will recover and rebuild as rescue vehicles descend on the destroyed landscape of the San Francisco Bay Area, which now extends from San Jose to Santa Cruz, turning the San Francisco Peninsula into an island. Ray urges his wife to embrace the opportunity to start over. With hope for the future, the movie concludes, leaving behind a tale of resilience in the face of adversity.